Starting off this hour is going to be Joe in Texas. Hey, Joe, how are you?
Howdy, Dave. Thanks for taking the call.
Sure. What's up?
So my girlfriend and I have been together about 4 years, and we've talked about getting married. I haven't proposed or anything like that, but I'd like to do right by her and not make her wait too long to get married.
Too late.
I just started into the baby steps, and I'm in baby step 2. How would you recommend saving, or would you recommend saving for the wedding at this point?
Well, I think we talk about an engagement and we set a date and then we back into that. What do you make a year?
$55,000.
Okay. What's she make a year?
About 20.
How old are you two?
I'm 27 and she's 24.
Parents going to participate in the help with the wedding?
I would say probably, but I'm just in the mindset of planning for them not to help out.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Good. All right. Well, then I think you guys need to say, what are we going to spend on a wedding given this situation? So it would sound like this order of events. I would get engaged, I would set a date, and then I would start talking about a budget on a wedding. Or say, we're going to set the date based on the budget for the wedding, one of the two. But, I mean, you don't need an expensive wedding in this situation. It doesn't make sense. And you're going to have to kind of talk that through with her. That's part of this process, right? And then you figure out if mom and dad are going to participate or not. I appreciate your dignity in just trying to set this up in case mom and dad don't participate. That's a wise move on your part. And then if they do help, it's just gravy on the biscuit, right? I mean, we just get to do a little better wedding. And so if they don't help, then you've got a plan. So, how much debt do you have?
About $71,000.
And how much debt does she have?
She doesn't.
Okay. So what would you think a wedding budget ought to be in this situation if you were going to get married like 6 months?
Maybe $10,000.
I like you. That's exactly what I was thinking. I think it's a $7,000 to a $10,000 budget.
Okay.
And but you've got to get everybody on board, and that's her. And you know, right now this is a discussion that's happening between you and me, and really in your mind. So you've got to, but you could if you stop your baby step 2 temporarily, and you just pile up cash, you could come up with the $10,000 by then.
Okay.
And just then once you've got the $10,000, then restart. You're getting out of debt process, and because you're not doing something here that's that's irresponsible. I mean, you're not calling me up going, I need to spend $35,000 or this woman on a wedding, or this woman's not going to be happy. I'm $70,000 in debt. I make $55,000. That would just be stupid, right? And so you're not doing that. I would have called you out. But you're being, your numbers are about right, and so it's a $10,000 delay in your get out of debt plan. So you have an $81,000 goal instead of a $71,000 goal.
Okay.
That's the way I would look at it, and you're just going to put the 10 at the front of the thing, knock it out, get married. Now we've got a $75,000 income with which, once we're married, with which we can attack this debt, and that's going to accelerate, and you'll make up any lost ground you've got there. But and then the last piece of advice is, once you are engaged and you have your date set and you have your wedding budget determined, we're going to spend $10,000, then you need to back into the actual expenses of the wedding and make them fit inside the $10,000. It's not going to magically happen, because nothing grows faster than a wedding budget.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it'll be, father of the bride, the cheaper chicken. It's a deal. It's really there. So, you're going to have to, you need to know, what are you going to spend on the dress? What are we going to spend on the reception? What are we going to spend on the venue? What are we going to spend on the photography? Because you could spend $10,000 on photography. You can spend $10,000 on a dress. You definitely can spend $10,000 on a reception, which is usually your big line item, by the way, in a wedding budget. For those of you that are uninitiated, we've done 3 of them in the past decade. So, but you just run it like a project. You run it like anything else. And if you don't have some boundaries and some agreement on it, then there's a lot of people who emotionally influence the spending of your money, that it's not their money. Everyone from the photographer that's emotionally influenced, the person selling the dress is emotionally influencing. Everyone is emotionally screwing with you the whole time. And if you don't have a line item for it that you say, this is what we're going to spend, and you and your future spouse are in agreement, and you actually have that money in cash, then you're gonna get to the end of this thing and you're gonna have spent 20 grand because it'll get away from you, or 30 grand. It'll get away from you, and that's what happens. And it's just because everything seems to be a big deal. There's nothing in this budget that's not a big deal. It's all a freaking drama all the way through. So, hey man, I like what you're doing, but you got a plan. Execute the plan. You're doing good.